Welcome to Horrible Fates, where the most unexpected and tragic endings to seemingly ordinary lives are examined. We will take some time to explore the darkness that can lurk just beneath the surface of everyday existence. Welcome to The Cellar. This story was sent to me by a supporter of the channel. The person who sent me all the information and video in regards to this case has chosen to remain anonymous. But the reason that they wanted this story told is important. They felt like here on my channel, I could not only do the story justice, but maybe, just maybe, help prevent the same fate from happening to someone else watching. This is the story of Javier Santiago. Javier Santiago was born on November 25, 1976, in Lawrence, Massachusetts. Lawrence is a city located in Essex County, Massachusetts, on the Merrimack River. It is 30 miles or 48 kilometers north of Boston, Massachusetts, a roughly 37-minute drive in total. Javier Santiago was a kind, caring, fun-loving man. At 41 years of age, he had worked his tail off to become a master plasterer. If you're unaware, a master plasterer is a highly skilled tradesperson who specializes in the application of plaster. A master plasterer typically focuses on decorative and ornamental work. Master plasterers also understand the principles of construction, architecture, and design to ensure the plaster work complements the building's overall aesthetic. Javier loved his profession, and from all reports, excelled at it. But outside of work, Javier was so much more. To those that know him, he was a generous, caring, loving person. I was told that Javier had a lot of female friends within his life, but when he was in a relationship, he was extremely loyal and dedicated to that person. If you saw Javier in public, you would recognize him instantly. He had his own style and flair, with his signature big, bulky sterling silver rings wrapped around every finger on each hand. Javier would have no kids of his own, but he did have a stepdaughter that he loved endlessly. The relationship with his stepdaughter's mother had eventually come to an end, but his commitment to being a positive father figure had not. Even after the breakup, he continued to be there for the both of them, which says a lot about Javier's true character. At home, Javier loved cooking food and providing exquisite meals to those that he loved in his life. I found all over his social media pictures of the numerous meals he planned, prepped, and delivered. He seemed to love nothing more than to see the smiling faces of those enjoying the meals he crafted. When he wasn't cooking, you could typically find Javier caring for his numerous pet snakes. Javier loved snakes, reptiles, scorpions, and in general was a huge lover of all animals. He displayed that proudly throughout his social media accounts. I had numerous conversations with a close friend of Javier's and was told that when Javier loved something, he gave his all to it. Whether that was his job, his vehicle, his stepdaughter, cooking, friends, family, Javier was the type of person to give everything he had to everything he did. He had a big heart and always put others before himself. He was the type of person where if you needed him last minute to help you move out of your apartment, he would be there. No questions asked, with zero hesitation. Which now brings us to the evening of August 5th, 2018. That night was an important one for Javier, as his stepdaughter was celebrating a birthday. He would hop into his 2000 Chevy Trailblazer and make his way over to the festivities. After a fun night out with those he loved the most, Javier would hop back into his vehicle and begin his trek home. Now, Javier was very active on Facebook and Instagram. In fact, he would live stream quite often. I found this video on his Facebook of him driving and live streaming a trip to the grocery store.
Hey everybody, y'all can't see me, but a friend of mine just asked me to go to the store with her, so I went to the store, you know. Probably not the way a person should go to the store, but I was just in the moment, So I just threw on anything, which were pretty much just my sandals.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
On the night of August 5th, 2018, while driving home, Javier hopped on his cell phone and once again began to live stream. This wasn't the first time he had done it, and sometimes that's the mistake we make as human beings. We do something we know we shouldn't, but get away with it unscathed and begin to think, well, nothing bad is going to happen to me. But on his trip home, things would not go as Javier planned them to.
Hello? Holy shit. Hey, buddy. Come on. I think he's dead.
At around 10:38 p.m., in the area of 57 Haverhill Road, Route 97, Javier Santiago's Chevy Trailblazer would cross lanes on the highway and end up on the other side of the guardrail. At around 60 miles per hour, Javier's vehicle would come to a vicious halt. Javier was not wearing a seatbelt at the time, and he would be ejected from the vehicle. As you can hear in the video, some other motorists would come upon the scene. They recognized quickly the severity of the situation and called for emergency services. All of this was captured on camera and live streamed to the many friends and family members of Javier Santiago. By the time emergency services arrived on scene, it was too late. In sharing Javier's story, the hope is to shine a light on the dangers of distracted driving. Javier had so many people who loved and cared for him. He had so many people whose life he touched in so many ways. The story of Javier and his life is unique, as each and every person's story is. But the story of Javier's death is not unique. In 2022, an estimated 289,000 people were injured in accidents due to distracted driving. That same year, 3,308 people were killed due to distracted driving. Distracted driving doesn't just affect the person behind the wheel, it affects other drivers, passengers, bicyclists, and walkers. So next time you hop behind the wheel, remember Javier's story. And as always, I want to send my deepest condolences to all of Javier's family and friends. As always, a big thank you to each and every one of you for tuning in to another episode. If you enjoy the content I make here on the channel, then please hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel continue to grow. Also, you can check the description box below and find the link to my merch store and a link to my membership tier for the channel. For only $2.99 a month, you can help support my channel further, and you get some cool perks to go with it. One of those perks is having your name listed here in the end of each of my videos. So thank you to all my Cellar Dweller members. Also, if you'd like to submit any kind of real-life scary story of any kind, please do so using the email I have linked in the description box below. As always, I do all the research, writing, recording, and editing for the channel myself, so anything that you do to help support this channel is greatly appreciated. And until next time, I will see you all again as we head back into the cellar.